Chinese will come out and say, look, we're emerging with a new gold-backed currency. And Russia will then say, well, we're going to only trade our oil, Russia being the #1 producer of oil in the world, we're only going to trade our oil in the Chinese gold-backed yuan. So Europe and South America, Brazil, if you guys want to buy our oil, if you want to buy our goods that are manufactured cheaply in China, you need gold-backed yuan. And people will say, well, we're going to get out of the dollar. You would think, the argument on the other side would be, well, China has, trillions of dollars in treasuries. They're not going to do that to themselves. They would lose all kinds of money. But here's what the Chinese could do. Chinese can, pick up the phone and they can get Obama on the phone or Bernanke and they could say, listen, see all these pieces of paper that we have right here, all these treasuries, U.S. treasuries, $1 trillion of them? I'll tell you what, we like you guys so much that we're going to give you these treasuries in exchange for the gold that you have in Fort Knox, if there's any gold there, or the gold that you have in the New York Federal Reserve. We're going to give you these treasuries, and you're going to give us back that gold. And if you don't, we're going to dump these treasuries in the open market, and we're going to destroy your currency. If you think things like that aren't either happening or getting ready to happen, you're just not dealing with reality. The economic paradigm that you have been brought up in is changing, ladies and gentlemen. Everything you thought was real, everything that you thought was true is coming to an end. Today it was announced 1 in 12 American households are opting out of the banking system. And what was funny is they said that they're opting out of the banking system and they're going instead to check cashing places that pay high interest rates. Not like the 30% Chase credit card interest rates, like those are not high enough. No, they need to go somewhere else for higher interest rates. And so what you're seeing is a scramble by the elites that run the banking financial system in the West, trying to keep this Ponzi scheme propped up as much as they can, because as they continue to create all this money, guess who gets the money first? The people that get the money first, guess what they're buying in droves right now? They're buying gold, they're buying tangible assets, they're buying farmland throughout North Africa, they're buying farmland throughout the world. They're buying things of tangible assets, things that are worth something, have intrinsic value to them. I know I've covered a lot of things in a very short period of time, but here is what you need to know. What you need to know is that the economic paradigm is changing. The dollar as the world reserve currency is coming to an end. The ECB and the central banks of the West have gone down the path, have made the conscious decision of going down the path of full-blown money destruction, money heaven, as they continue to create trillions upon trillions of new currency out of thin air and destroy the purchasing power of the dollar. Countries that are emerging like China, Brazil, they can't deal with that any longer because of the inflation that's taking place in America. Inflation in China is over 200% in food alone in the last 10 years. If that happened here in America, that would be full-blown revolution in the streets. The Chinese can't deal with that anymore because people, they don't take it so nicely over there. So what do? Well, they need a currency that they can back something, have a strong currency, and then they can print that strong currency, and then all the cheap crap that they sell to Americans, they can just sell it to their own people who are hungry to live a life like we live here in the West. All the iPhones, all the dishwashers, the washing machines, the cars, all that stuff we take for granted, people in China are dying to live that lifestyle. Not just with the consumerism, but also with just energy as well. That's why China is also making strategic alliances with countries around the world for natural gas, oil, you name it. Rare earth minerals, which they mine the majority of. That's what you need to know, that the economic paradigm we are living is changing. To recap, Bernanke today, I believe, is going to roll out unlimited QE. And make no mistake, this is just a public announcement. It's already going on. Last year, we know the Federal Reserve purchased 61% of all U.S. debt because there's no demand for it. People are going other places with their money. The Chinese, I believe, are already in talks, or will soon be in talks, with the Chinese government in a way of deleveraging their U.S. treasuries. They want out of the U.S. Treasuries. That's why they're not buying them anymore, or not buying them as much as they used to. They're going to do something with those U.S. Treasuries. What are they going to do? Are they just going to dump them and collapse the dollar and allow America to basically, who still will have the #1 military, to say, hey, that's an act of financial terrorism, Chinese, and any country that supports them, we're going to come after you? Are they going to allow that to happen? I don't think so. Instead, what they'll do is, behind the scenes, they'll tell them, hey, we'll dump your currency, we'll cause your dollar and currency to collapse, or we'll exchange these treasuries and you can sell these phony instruments to somebody else for the gold that you have, or for some military hardware. There's a lot of that around as well. You need to think out of the box. I believe 100%, because history shows, this doesn't end well, but it doesn't have to not end well for you. If you know what's coming, or you can at least think out of the box and get out of the normalcy bias, then you could kind of prepare and mitigate some of these different events that could possibly take place. Think about it. I'm your internet anchorman, Fabian for Liberty, FabianForLiberty.com. Also remember, this Monday, September 17th, starting this Monday, September 17th, and every Monday and Friday moving forward, I will be premiering my radio show on American Freedom Radio, heard worldwide from 8 to 10 p.m. Eastern Time. Go to AmericanFreedomRadio.com. Also go to Fabian for Liberty.